You are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia.
Let me say welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia. Tonight is the 16th of April. I almost said February. Today is the 16th of April 2024, and the year is going. We've gone 4 months in the year already, and so it means that we are progressing. Time waits for no man. But let me say welcome to all of you on the Bottom Line Liberia. My name is Linford Egon Kwe, and my colleagues Paul and the rest of the guys may be joining us pretty soon. But tonight is going to be a very special night. We will be bringing you how should I call that? It's going to be conversational tonight, right? As you all know, the CPP, that is the Collaborating Political Parties, that comprised originally of 4 parties, and then later on it was reduced to only 2 parties, and the 2 parties survived all of the turmoils leading to elections, and they survived the elections, though they did not win. But according to their term of reference, that is the TOR, they were able to manage to reach the end of the elections. And their term of reference states that the time stipulated, when that time reaches, they were going to dissolve. And so that happened officially yesterday, but the 10th of April was the day that resolution was supposed to take place. So we'll be bringing you highlights from that program, but as usual, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll be joining our colleagues will be joining us, and then when we take that, after the break, we'll be sharing the show, and then when we come back, we'll be going to the real business.
My people, where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands. Come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up small, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with their speech they preach in DNA unique, they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. I said no one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they said they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then stay, they delay. People suffer. No war for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So, why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. They lie. The people fool us so. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock them for us. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why does you lie? Why does you steal? Why does you allow the citizens to grieve? You see, we just tell you that why we vote tell you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and little on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie.
And so let me say welcome officially to the Bottom Line Liberia. Like I said, my name is Linford Goa, and tonight we're going to be having a wonderful time on the program. I see my colleague Chima Kamara is in the background there. Chima, welcome, and how are you?
Thank you very much, Linford. Thanks. I'm doing great. I'm very well. Yeah, good to be back. Back to be on the line again on the Tuesday. I think we got a lot of stuff on the plate to talk about tonight. So I'm happy to be here anyway.
Okay. So folks, if you're joining us by way of Jala TV from Liberia, we say welcome. Please share the show and welcome your friend as well. Make sure that you pass the word on. And if you're watching us from anywhere around the world, invite your friends. This is where we discuss the issue. We don't make up anything here. We don't inflate numbers. We don't tell lies. Whatever you hear, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see evidence of it. And the only difference probably is because when we discuss it from our own point of view, and so that's what makes a difference. But let's work on a couple of people here. We see Afonso, Maita, Ja Glory, Ceremony Freeman, also Melvin Salio Soti Jr. and Elov Dolly. We want to say welcome to each and every one of you. Wherever you're watching from, make this place your home. This is the Bottom Line Liberia, and I will go to my colleague Chima Kamara to let us know what we're going to be having, because tonight primarily we'll be looking at the dissolution of the CPP. But besides that, there are other things that we'll be looking at. And for example, the major stories in the daily locus in Liberia. So what are some of the things that we'll have on our plate, Chima?
Yeah, thank you very much. Tonight, not much we're going to be talking about. What is making a major news in Liberia today is the fire break. The one that got to the house of the speaker of that's a major news headline, and as well as the WCEE bill to be passed, as well as the twist to the story of the Senator Johnson when he signed the World Economic Court. So we'll be looking at New Republic, Daily Observer, as well as the front page Africa. Those are the three major news headlines we'll be looking at tonight. And not forgetting, you just mentioned about it. We'll be looking at the marriage with ANC and Liberty Party marriage over. What next? That will be the major discussion tonight. So that will be but after looking at the major headline review of the major headlines of the newspaper, we'll be looking at the dissolution of the CPP. What next? What is in the package? What is in there for ANC or Liberty Party? So if you join wherever you join us, so just a bit of information, you can also catch us on our on our radio 247. You can see if you look on the top corner, right corner from our right hand side should be on your left hand side. That's the app. We can also download our app from the Google Play Store as well as on your iPhone. You can also listen to us live from there. We're on live on our radio as well. So we got the apps. Please download the app. Follow us on this page. You can also catch us there on the YouTube as well as Facebook. Thank you.
Okay. And we'll also be bringing on our colleague from Germany, Grad Tome, as soon as he settles down in Studio C. We scatter all over the place. This is a European platform, so we scatter all over the place. Norway, Sweden, Denmark, wherever you find Europeans or Liberians in Europe, we're all part of the show. And so, like I said, once again, if you're joining us for the first time, make this place your home. And for those of you joining us from other places, just make sure that you share the show to your friend. Just click on the link and send it to your friend or invite your friend. And we see the man, the Lord himself, Lord Chilipin from the great London. You see, I hate to call it Great Britain. A small island like this, then it's great. Then they say Great Britain, and they call it now all the BB countries in the world. Not fair. If I have my own way, I start protesting. But what can I do with that Great Britain? Welcome, the man from Great Britain, the friend of King Charles.
Well, good evening, gentlemen. It's good to be back here on the bottom line. You're talking about Great Britain. There's an article that I read yesterday on the internet. The UK is the second most miserable place to live on the planet Earth. So although it's a small, powerful nation that went around conquering countries and here, but to live here for economic reasons is becoming the most miserable place to live now, second. And funnily, I was trying to see where Liberia is placed in this, but I couldn't find Liberia. But then Nigeria is the sixth happier nation to live in. Could you imagine? Yes.
Now we're on our list.
Not if UK the second most miserable place to live, then you think Norway will be Norway. I don't know. So guys.
Well, I think there is they have their own measurement skill, parameter.
The answer for Liberia is simple. Liberia is in the negative. So Liberia not coming out now. You finding people in Nigeria in +6, and you won't be counting Liberia.
No, but you see, the thing is, it also depends on the calibration, right? What the parameter by which they are measuring.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. But
these social experiment, the data that they collect are different.
Yeah, I think they collect it according to the European standard, or the Western standard. So but let's consider it as it is. At least we Liberia is still surviving. We stay there. We stay on the map though. We are not being erased from the map. But welcome, guys. And tonight we'll go straight into our discussion with 20 minutes down already. So, Jima, can you just put out the first thing that you want us to talk about from the newspapers? And for those of you who live in Liberia that have read these papers, we're not trying to waste your time, but we just want to give our own, views on the stories as they appear. The bill to create the War and Economic Crimes Court, eminent, meaning is possible. It can happen.
When you go around, what you think? So I'll give you detail about the newspaper. This is Dealer's top story. I'll tell you what do you guys think from your own perspective, for your own context. This is the if you look at the picture right there, Councillor Dempster Brown. Dempster Brown. He's the head of the RH Independent Human Rights Commission something. I don't know how to get a real name straight up. But what you guys think about the bill is created, WECC is eminent. This is why he put forward. So this year, there's no doubt anymore that it's going to happen. Do we believe that where the doubting Thomas is about this WECC? So this is what we're going to put up. You guys, I know you see what you think about this this newspaper headlines.
Well, I don't know if you can go follow. Paul, you muted.
I think I'll be one of the Thomases in the house here. This is all just bluff until Lieutenant Koja do the right thing to sign the paper, then we'll know that it will be imminent. But by the time being, it's just mere talk. It's not going to happen anytime soon because there's allegations have been put out there that they're playing games with the Liberian people, especially the Senate. All of that signing the date is just complete nonsense. And then what happened, one of them would not challenge the situation and take it to the Supreme Court. And you know, Liberia Supreme Court can delete things. So until Lieutenant Koja make that move, then my Jack Daniel is waiting.
Well, as usual, I think this issue, especially on this borderline Liberia, is becoming like a tailspin. We keep going, it's in circle. People think it will not happen, and some people think it will happen. So it's like you're doing a tailspin. But I will again reiterate my stance on this thing. I believe that it will happen, and there are several reasons why I believe that it will happen. At the same time, why I may create some doubt, or I may have some doubt in my mind, but I think if I weigh the doubt against the what can I say, the positivity or the possibility of it happening, I think the possibility outweighs the doubt. And the reason I'm saying that is that this is not just the Senate or the legislature and the executive handling this thing. I think this thing has gone across, it's gone to our international partners, and they are fully aware that this thing has been passed, or the bill has been created, and signatures have been affixed to certain documents, allowing it to happen. So I don't think, even if our lawmakers wanted to play game with the people of Liberia, I don't think they also want to take that risk of playing games with our international partners, because we all know the repercussions. Okay, so this is where I stand when I say I am sure, okay, that this thing will pass and it will work. I can't be 100% sure, but I think with those reasons that I gave, I think it will pass.
But generally, guys, I know God has the same, but are we ready for this court? Because it seems to be there's a misfeeling, misexpressions about this court establishment. And if you look at, I know I'll give God a chance to speak. The WECC, that's what Crown Court. Councillor Dempster Brown, he's just an independent, he's an advocate. They call it Independent Human Rights Commission. He's called it Independent National Human Rights Commissions. That's the group he heads, and he's trying to advocate for a bill to be passed. So he's trying to push for this bill to be passed, but it seems to be what Paul is saying that, but that it may not work. I don't know what God's take is on this, and we'll be playing around. It could take years to put this to put up this code. And are we bluffing here, or are we? Is this something like the international community just sitting there looking at us to see what we're gonna? The OMA has to pass the job veto aid. I don't need the end of veto anymore because it has been agreed.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah, guys, just go ahead.
It's been agreed and signed by the real house, the two houses to let to set up the code. What else is holding it? I don't know why Paul is expressing doubt here, but let's want that view on this.
There is no way that you can root out doubts. It's not only Paul that is going to have doubts. Even with people who we could consider as victimized families, they themselves are in doubt today. And the reasons are very simple, because we've seen this before. Sierra Leone did not just wake up one day to say they want to establish war crime court. The Rwandans did not just wake up one day and say they want to establish war crime court. They started and they pushed it. For us, we're starting, I don't want to say primarily that we are late, but we want to play politics with everything in Liberia. And with this issue, is not going to work, because when you play politics with this thing, you're just making our people to feel more disenfranchised and dissatisfied with how leaders are. The reason why people are in doubt, up to 25% of some of the major factors today that have cleaved onto the process are people who should be going to answer questions. One of the person who is so intelligent that was on embargo before and got relief of the embargo, who also be caught. Why? His closeness to Charles Taylor. Mind you, this thing is in our Liberian saying, we say when you haul rope or bush. So many of the guys are there at the smaller grass around, and they not necessarily they will be involved in the bigger picture because they will haul them into it. Then we come to the current government. The sitting government should also use this same code if it is established to fight economic crimes. And it will go as far back as up to maybe 2-3 governments before them. So it's a whole long process. It has to be reviewed. It has to be thoroughly discussed. That's why I think the Senate is trying to be more mature. Let's look at it from two sides. Not only that because we are in doubt, but I think the Senate also is trying to play a more mature role in this entire process. That they don't just rush to push a bill that they do not understand. So they want to understand it very clearly, how well it's going to impact our country, what kind of growth, what kind of satisfaction it will bring to people. And yeah, the views are there that they can relate to know how well it will satisfy our people. But the thing is this government 100% prepared for it? And that's where the delay is going to be coming from. They will linger for a while because some of the factors are also senators. We all saw the video from Mervyn Snow. And you can't tell me he's only saying it in the interest of the Liberian people. His interest is there. His conscience was not clear because he knows very well they will come after him again. They have not left him. We have other people in politics whose names we may not be mentioning here, but by the time this court is established, they will call them. You see? And these people have they have political parties, they have people they support. So some of these people they support are lawmakers as well in the House.
Right. So then this is where I always have problem. It's said because people who would believe would be implicated are in power, so we shouldn't do anything at all. Then if it were one little Joe Blow down there, they just go and grab him and say can't go to war crime scope, because the big people, so to speak, are involved. So we just let it be, and then impunity exists all the time and prevails. Is this what we want to buy? No, I got a different view. There is no good way to kill a man. I mean, it's just a parallel, right? I'm not talking about they should kill anybody. Or there is no good way to kill a dog, right? Let me not say man, but dog. If you slaughter a dog, if you cut it throat, it will still die. If you knock it with a big piece of iron on the head, it will still die. If you hang it, it will still die. If you suffocate, it will still die. and you know that they store with that. So why don't you just use the means available at your disposal to let it die once and for all, instead of pretending as if to say if you use the other means, it's cruel than the other means to kill it. No, those people.
You know what I think? You know what I think of Vikings Linford? The Senate will come up with what they call their wisdom, and you found out that they will establish a war crime code, and there will be no clause to establish economic crime code. That is the analysis and the possibility I see.
I think if one does a survey, among the Liberians, all Liberians, I'm not talking about people in the city or whatever, all Liberians, if you do a survey, a war crimes code versus war or economic crimes code, or war crimes code versus economic crimes code, I think most of the people in the interior, people who have nothing to do with government, who do not depend on government, who have never ever benefited from government,
they will only go for war crime code.
Yeah, they might likely go for the war crimes code, because
so that's why I'm saying the likelihood to establish war and economic crime code, I see the chance as 40-60, and the likelihood to establish a war crime code is up to 75% possible.
Yeah, so I think this is where the Liberian people want justice, because even the very people in government now, most of them were grossly affected by the war. They killed some of their people. So I think everybody should go for this war crimes code. If at any cost we have to establish economic crimes code, that can follow later, because it will be like what we say in Liberia, right? That you plot the new map on the old one. So if we establish the war crimes code and see how it's working, how it's being effectuated, and how people are responding, then now we can say, okay, we can incorporate the economic crimes code. If we think that establishing both will hinder the process, then we drop the lesser one. We choose the lesser of two evils. Okay, we take the one that everybody wants for now and carry it on, and later on we can come to the other one. Because my grandmother in the interior had a beneficiary of the economy of Liberia. She had never been affected by it either. So she lives a normal life. What she produces and what she eats. So she doesn't care whether Joe Blow go and see all the money from the Central Bank of Liberia. She didn't care. The one in the market where she can go and sell her pepper and get the chicken soup for it. That's what she wants.
So Linford,
yeah,
that's true. The old man in the village don't want to know who steal, but the guy who pumped $4 billion into the economy that will help the old lady, the money didn't reach the old lady that the guy is calling for the economic crown code.
Yeah. So, but you see,
the guy who money the store.
The point I'm trying to make here, Paul. Yeah, the point I'm trying to make is that that's why I made a comparison between the war and the war crimes code and the economic crimes code. If you go anywhere in Liberia, you ask the people, the war that came here, it affected us. Some people say, yeah, they came and they point our village. I would say, nah, they point my town flat. We have to rebuild the town. They wrap people in mattresses and burn them. They slaughter people and open their high and eat it. I mean, broad day. I'm not making story. Okay? If you ever heard any group called the Bandits, they passed my town. In fact, they lived there for a week. So if you go anywhere in Liberia, you ask the people about the war, somebody will tell you, somebody will testify. But if you go away in the village and ask the people about economic crime code, you all know the man who, you all know the people who can see our money, they will not even know what to say. See? So the war or the war crimes code versus the economic crimes code, I think there's a huge difference and huge disparity. The guy tried to put it at, 70-40 or 70-60. So you will see that a lot of people will say we want the war crimes code first. Or that's the one we want. That your economic crime code, that who know the people, that you know how much money you get, they want stealing it, that you know we can get that money not reaching also, we care. Like the old lady village, the money not reaching also, what problems you get to go say you're carrying me to war and economic crimes code? No. You see, so I think the war crimes code is a must, and that is what, if we feel that combining the both will cause problems, because the people who supposed to even sign a document, they didn't say are corrupt. In fact, they didn't want the economic crimes code is coming for. Then we say, okay, some of them did not fight war. Then let's get rid of the war crimes code, because that's where the people want justice.
Right. Okay. My point will come to that. The question is this. Therefore, if you bring that analogy here, we'll look about other people did not get affect, did not get, they had no impact, much impact when they walk in. So we ask them, can we bring a war crime code? They will say no, because I think none of my parents or my relatives got affected in the war. So definitely I don't go for it. For the sake of peace, let's leave it. That's another people. Some people, like you said, your village got burned out, got destroyed, got to rebuild it. Out of forgiveness or out of humanity, you say, let's forgive it, let's forget about it, and let's live in peace, let's harmonize things and move on. You could see that, right? That could be another point. Now, if you care about a proper education in the rural villages that are poor people that don't know about the economic crime code, it could be a way to let them know. Don't you think it's a way of education to let them know that these money that are being stolen from people, the top governments, they are their money. You can't reach them. They're living in poor conditions because of somebody's embezzling this money, somebody taking this money and putting it in their personal use. If they be properly explained to them, don't you think they will vote for it?
Oh, but listen, I think both codes will be important. But the point I'm trying to make is that one of the incidents or one of the situations affected everybody somehow. Whether look, if nobody died from somebody, you were displaced. You left the comfort of your home. You went. Okay. See how many of us are scattered today. You think we just got pour our hair, our low on our hair and say we're going? No. You see, I have a good job. I just started my good job, and I was even supposed to go for training in July. In August when I walk in July. Can you imagine what happened to me? Then I had to find myself behind rebel land for complete 9 years. See what I mean? So and so I think it's true that some people say, okay, nobody died from me, so let's just forgive the people. But that number of people that will be saying that will be very less compared to people who will say, no, let's go for the war economic. How it's been over 30 years since the war finished. Why you think people say calling for it now? Why people can say, okay, it's gone 30 years. 30 years is a long time. A child who was born 1990, my daughter was born 1990, she's 34 right now. Okay? So Liberian people could say, okay, it's gone 30 years, let's get forget about it, but they know that we need it. Because one of the reasons, not that people want to see somebody go to jail for war or jail later, but we want to set precedents, and we're talking about change. And so if we continue to slide over things all the time, people will not take it seriously. So even all the people for the war, not the people for the war, but the people who brought this war, even if all of them die and one person remain, if that person will face court, that will set precedent. That no Joe Blow, come from the blue and take on and join the blue and kill people for nothing. Then go say that. Look at the people then. Small Liberia, small country like Liberia, how many warring fashion we have? Even that we had to have the whole world never fought World War II and World War III. Liberia was the only country that fought World War I, according to the World War I and II, all the way to III. Can you imagine? And how many warring fashion and all the warring fashion, where are they? All of them in power. Except for the one that died, the late Kroma, may so rest in peace. Okay? So, talking about, we want to
you forgot to, Elizabeth Johnson also late.
Huh?
Elizabeth Johnson also late.
Yeah, late Roosevelt Johnson. Okay?
Thomas, what were you?
Yeah, Tom, what were you?
Guys, I know you want to say something. I want to go back related to the same topic. There's something regarding the Sea Walker Code. We still got the Honorable Senator staying in the news. This is why he said lately. There was a newspaper from the New Republic. PYJ is vexed. This story is about from the New Republic saying that he had an interview on the Niba radio recently. This came on the 15th or yesterday newspaper. That PYJ felt that he's being used as a political vendetta against him by the old man Boycott, President Boycott. That he's been betrayed. He thinks that the old man want to sell him out. So does it mean that he's regretting signing the document?
But Java, this thing I'm telling you for, these guys in a house, the economic criminals and the warlords, that very day, they were all happy signing.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to play on the intelligence of the people by saying, oh, let's go through the two houses. Fine. But mark this thing, somebody from our house will challenge their decision to the Supreme Court, and the thing will drag on for years.
But Paul, it look like you. I'm not gonna catch you right here. You are those who open a Jack Daniel, wish you to drink it, Daniel. You was hitting this thing and telling us it's gonna work.
There's some information that bottom line from my reliable sources in Liberia, these guys are playing game with people. My man, you've been censured for stealing the American money, and then you happy to sign your own devil. It's just laughable.
So what do you think, Paul? They say they're signing, PYJ signing document, including all of the colleagues, were they pressured or were they forced, like what were they signing for? You see, PYJ is vexed. This is story. I'll just read let me read a little part of a newspaper that he said in an interview with a local talk show in Nimba County, Senator Johnson accused President Barker of imposing a war-crime court using the TRC recommendations and paying money to people to get rid of him, Senator Johnson said. This is a quotation of quote unquote the newspaper. But
so
he's saying that.
Let me get Paul on the right track here. Paul, you think if these people were playing games, why would PYJ sign the paper and then at the same time be getting vexed? Because it's like, you live in Russia, you know the Russian roulette. That's what Dinyaro's game. Okay? Where you take gun, you put one shot inside, you put it in your ear and pop. You don't know where that shot will hit. So I do think these guys will just, play fun and say, okay, we're signing the paper. Signing that paper, whether it takes effect today or not, it could last for years. And even if this government does not do anything, another government can, they will reinforce it. So signing that paper was very, 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 very historic. And let me tell you one thing, they can play with it now, but they don't know how long it will go. I think if I were them, let all of them get down now, so that nothing will happen to them. But if it takes 100 years, like I said, one person still be alive, that person will be prosecuted. And if we don't do that, I'm telling you something, anything can happen, like people will set this as record and say when Prince Johnson did it, what happened to them? You see it?
Okay.
So let's set record.
Linford, thank you. I know God will come in. Linford, we still, guys, if you just joined us, this is Border Liberia. We just review a major newspaper in Liberia. As you see on the first screen right now, is the New Republic newspaper for Liberia. That's the headline. PYJ, that's Prince Johnson, is vexed. One of the senators who was considered to be one of the notorious warlords in the Liberian conflicts. And he's vexed because somebody's hunt after him. Anyway, Paul, the past government, the early government, George Weah government, did not go this far with regard to this war economic code. Now, they have not gone this level. Now, you still showing some doubt you have. This is the government 6 months in power. They have gone to the level. They moved. The so speed they have taken with this economic.
No. Government is not 6 months in power. Government is 3+ months in
power. Let's agree that I'm talking about the kitchen cabinet time plus the normal time. That was the time to give them. Look, let's call official 3 months in power. I agree. Consider, I rephrase. 3 months in power, the speed they have taken with regard to the war economic code compared to the past governments, early 12 years in power, George Weah here, they didn't make this effort so far. So why can't we give Mr. Barker, President Barker, the credit and just give the hope that it's going to work? Because this is going so fast. Don't you think, why are you still doubtful of this? Why are you still doubtful?
Jamal, I'm doubtful because this president engaged the Americans to come to Liberia. He did, and there's a document on his desk. I'll go bring the SKTV interview with Alan White and OKFN that they already know there's a document on his desk to sign for this thing to happen. All of this thing going to the lower halls, the upper halls is all delayed tactics. And when it starts, then somebody would now challenge the court system in Liberia, say, oh, it's not honor our law. The Supreme Court of Liberia will come in and they will delay it. It's all delayed tactics. They come with that.
Let me ask you.
This speed.
When the people were signing,
let me finish. They come with this speed. They come with this speed to calm people down and then do absolutely nothing until that document is signed and sent out. Then we know it's
Yep.
going to happen. But
Yeah.
now it's not going to happen.
Yeah, Paul, thank you. I just said something. We didn't go so far for the past government. This is one of the speed we have taken so far. It still seems to be not clear of this going on. And if it's
Jamal,
never, yeah.
Jamal, let me tell you, let me take it
Okay,
from
go-
Paul there. Let me take
go
it
on.
from Paul there.
Okay, go on.
Let me tell you why. The record proved that on June 12th in 2000 or maybe 2001, that Ahmed Tijan Kaba did not just engage his country, his cabinet, or his lawmakers. He engaged the international community. He engaged the General Assembly. He engaged the United Nations. He engaged every other United Nations non-governmental international bodies. That means he was asking for more supportive arm. Whether his country senator play, how we can say, Nyankanwe, they play delay tactics, the international community will suppress them and supported it to the fullest. And yes, they did. But here we are, the same way we gathered Joseph Jingin Rabo and the rest of the people and Vani Shema on our forefather there, they hurriedly went and established Liberia. It's the same channel we're using today. Liberia, we don't take our time to follow the proper channels. So, like Paul is saying, you guys know what they're doing. So there's a complete professional calculation here. Ladies and gentlemen, the public outcry is to establish the court. What has been the public outcry? It's even more than the previous mindset. The previous mindset was to just try these people. That's why we started from TRC. Now it increased to, okay, let's convict the people. Let them come up. TRC was not just sufficient. In fact, it was not fully implemented because it inducted Madame Salif and we did not hear her say anything to the Liberian people. So what did they do? They said, okay, let's suppress it more to make sure that we convict these people of the heinous crime they committed by establishing a war crime court. One government passed. The next government came and said, oh, no, it shouldn't just be war crime court. It should be war and economic crimes court. That same government who are pushing it for war and economic crime court, why didn't they pass it? Has any one of us asked why? Why didn't they pass it? They were the major conveyor of the message war and economic crimes court. That
So
means Liberia did not.
what is your point? I want you to strike your point. What is your point here right now?
My
Because
point here, Jamal, there should have been a channel to reach that this thing will be fast track. We're doing it our own way. That's why people are playing politics with it. And our own way just wouldn't work. One, I'm totally, not that I don't believe that the lobbyists can work that Paul always reference. But for me, I feel like he's a businessman. We said it on the platform here before. He's a businessman. He's doing his own personal business. What extra interest he has for the US and for himself, he will work towards that. But if Liberia had gone more, it's a good thing for us to discuss it in our upper and lower house to come to this point. But the way you see this post right now, Prince Johnson, who signed a resolution, can come back to say he's angry with Omen Bweka. That means he have understood there is a foul play in the process.
Yeah,
So you just want to expose it and tell the Liberian people like, y'all see, I was telling y'all, the people did not mean any sense.
Okay, but let me ask you, if we feel, or if your theory will hold that this is just a game, they are just being smart, trying to outsmart the Liberian people, then why you think PYJ will come back and start to think that, or start to say that he's getting mad that the woman want to use? That means he has seen something, he has seen reality that is not just a gimmick. So I mean, there are several what can I say? There are several signals that will let us know that this is not your fun. No,
but Jamal read it. Jamal read from page, I think the newspaper said we should check page 7 and 8. Jamal read a portion of it. Prince Johnson had understood that money is being played in it. that influence. So in another way, Prince Johnson exposed himself. He exposed his ignorance.
Exactly.
You know, he exposed his weakness as well. That he's easier to be catch and he's making too much mouth around here. Because if he telling us that they gave him money to sign the resolution, did he read what kind of envelope, what kind of letter were in the envelope, or did they just stuck the money in the envelope and give to him to sign resolution?
Did he say he received money to sign?
Let us read page 7
No,
and page
it
8.
didn't say that. They said they've been
No.
paid to. It
God,
didn't
page
say
7,
that.
it said read the 4 war crimes
No.
court resolution.
Let me
No,
read.
Jamal can read it.
No, what's happening probably is a miscommunication here. This is our full resolution of a TRC. That's what page 8 and 7 and 8. But about
okay.
Prince Justin's story, it's about, he said people being paid to come after him. The woman paid people to come after him. That's the story. So that's the different thing. Okay, guys, I think we have had a lot of discussion. Let's have a lot of discussion on this. We have had a lot of discussion on this. I think we'll continue the process here as long as the WECC is now established here, stay in the process. It's going to be a place for discussion. This is going to be a topic on the discussion here, on and on. So let me take you to the major story before I turn to Linford to take on to the major story tonight. I'll take you to one of the last story on our page. That will be the what happened to the fire hazard around Monrovia. I mean, Liberia, to be specific. This is what happened recently. This is the story about. This is the House of our Speaker.
Fonati
Kofas, just 2 days ago, got into fires. Guys, what's happening here? Before I go to Fonati, I'll give you Luther 2022. Reverend Luther Tapin, chairman of the Unity Party, house guy got into fire. This is his house. Put that up here. This is Luther house guy got into fire. After that, I've got another one. Sir Joseph, not senator, house guy born as well. I mean, there are countless of people that are in top positions. They also got homes, private citizen homes got burned down. A lot of casualties and so far have been going on. Now, you know why you in the news, you say when it's not happening to people with a big name, it's not news anymore. Because it's happening to the speaker, catching attention. And this is what we are discussing here. It was somewhere down the line around Slipway area who just talk about a passing news. But this is what makes the news. But not about that. But what is going on right here? I mean, with these massive insecurity, something's not right, guys. What do you guys have? What are your take on this?
So, Jamal, let me reference a young Liberian guy, an engineer, civil engineer, very professional, Clarence Smith. He's currently in the U.S. and he studied before on Liberian government scholarship, a partial scholarship. It was meant to be a full scholarship, and they made fun out of the guy, and he did not commit himself to the MOU that was signed. He came back working in Liberia, and he made several recommendations to Liberia as per our infrastructure development. I have seen it, Jamal. You go to some people right now, they will take their high-end money, build nice houses. No safety measures. Even the engineers that are there, I think it's something we need to dive into now. Even we can have more topics on it. Some of the engineers that are working today on people's homes with the Chinese substandard material in Liberia. I remember there's a very professional engineer as well.
Listen, I want you to be specific here. I understand you want to give some background information. Do you believe that there's no safety measure put in place when they put this structure in place? That's what you're saying? That's what you're saying here from the Clarence Smith report. This is what you're saying.
For me, the first thing is safety, yes. If there are people who try to invade their homes, then they will have known. The fire also will have been quenched, and the disaster wouldn't be this high.
So what, for your report, you just mentioned, you make this statement, the information you're coming up with. What did Clarence Smith say regarding have a safety measure not in place for the facilities? What are the things he outlined that we are not taking into consideration in Liberia? Some
of the home does not have fire extinguishers. Some of the home, when you're building the home, while they are constructing the right word to use, there are things to use in the concrete. There are things also to apply when you're laying the wires, your wiring. I'm not saying they do not have the professionals there, but sometimes you check it, They are just doing how we can call it surface wiring and things. Most of the homes. And you build a gigantic building of such, fire extinguisher should be all over in that house. Fire alarm should be there.
But they are saying also, okay, I know you'll come back to you. Paul Linford, when I was reading the story, the honorable speaker said that he had received too many threats, but he's not claiming, attributing that to this fire outbreak. He's saying they had too many threats. He couldn't say that because of an investigation going on. Do you guys believe that somebody's behind this fire in his house? He said there are no enemies. Do you think somebody's after the senator? I mean, it's the speakers. Somebody's after the head of the speaker.
Jamal, this story is difficult to tell because there's conspiracy theory going around that people are now targeting certain key players within Liberia. But then on a flip side too, before the incident, some family died. I think the Ghanaians they built too. Nothing came. We didn't hear anything big about it because it's and I think I tend to agree with God too here. It's the way they build the houses. And you know, another thing that maybe some of these guys are the key players, they are lawmakers, and they go through the budget. Maybe when this happens, then the whole country, they can do something for the whole country to benefit. Because I will put it this way. You see, when you all read the Bible, they say, if you ask, you shall get. That is, when people say they were going to rescue the country, they were asking for trouble to happen so they can rescue the country. This is what you get. So all of the fire disasters that are happening now, it might be a good reason or bad reason for them to do something about Liberia fire, because how many people, you remember Tiger Generator when it came into Liberia, the amount of houses it burned, the amount of lives it took, they did absolutely nothing. But because the big names now, their houses are on fire, so we have in this conversation. Maybe it's about time that they do something. We can't keep going like that. Hospital got burned in Buchanan because of the same thing. No fire service. You see?
Yeah, Linford, I want you to see, Linford, please. I want you to go the line. No, what is his name? God struck a point. He struck a point there was about health and safety measures now in place, which whether somebody is coming after you or not, if you properly put the health and safety measures in place, I think the danger will be minimized. That's what he's saying here. I think it make a point. Do you agree with that? If somebody is after you to kill you, if you don't put proper health and safety measures in place.
Yes, my latest professional background has to do a lot with safety. We in the maritime, imagine it's like in an airplane. If anything happens up there, man, my friend, you got hope. The same way on the sea, when anything happens, where will you go? You can't stay in the water. So safety is our utmost and primary concern. So we from the maritime background, we don't take safety for fun. Okay, that's why we do assessment, hazard assessment, know the hazard, then put into place safety measures. Because it will be too late for you on the sea to say, oh, let me correct the situation. So you first of all study the hazard. What is the danger here? When you know it, even if you do know all, at least you have an idea of the danger, then you can put in safety measure. Why am I saying this? Guy talk about, people building houses without the proper wiring. And this is true because I lived in Liberia before. But the junior high school I went to, Basel Teenage, we used to do carpentry, electricity, and woodwork. It's a thing, carpentry. Then auto mechanic, we have 3 different trades. So when you start in 7th grade, you will do all 3. Then 8th grade, you will select now the one you are interested in. That's why, most of the children that left from passing teenage when they went to Tommy House, and then they specialized. Okay. And I used to be electrician. That's why I told. I used to go around at the community, my area, but something stopped me. In our own house, I'm going to call one wire, I forgot, left all the wire together, call it with a plier, and you will not imagine what happened. Today I should have been amputated if that plier did not have insulation. So you got people like that coming all around the place. Oh man, again, let me take a contract. They just go tie the wire then together and bundle all the wire without any proper insulation. So when one wire start burning, even the sustainable, wire that we're talking about. Here in Europe, you got a breaker system. Anything happen, that particular part in the kitchen, that particular breaker will go off. Okay? So the rest of the hall will have fire, will have current. If your stove is not working, it will go off. If your washing machine, that particular breaker for it. If it is a big problem, the entire breaker will go off. But that's not in Liberia. They got one small breaker hanging on the wall. That in Europe, I can't saw the whole panel where you got breaker for everything. But Liberia, they got one small breaker on the wall. When you plug it, the hot water heater, it go up, plug, then you put it back on again. So no safety measure. And talking about safety measure, if you look at the picture here, the house was burning. See the amount of people around there. See the amount of people standing there. And these are people who just saw in Total recently when gas tanker exploded. The bystanders got burned and they got killed. But now we're standing, they see house burning, they all go stand there. They don't know what's in the house. The fire trucks that came, for them to even stop, for them to even land and start doing our work, the human being can't get a chance. So
some people are there to steal.
Yeah, the entire country will not have safety measure. Can't be accident as we're speaking. I just received one information that on Buchanan Highway, several people are feared dead because of tragic motor accident. And if you go there, the people who got nothing to do, they're not police, they're not medical staff, nothing, they pack out there a day. So the entire country, and we all did it. When we were small, we'll hear something, we'll go there. Even when they were executing the 13 government officials, we went there, we were standing there. We were standing there like this, we were shooting there. So, these people, no safety measure. But the thing I want to talk about here is, why are we showing pictures of Fonatikova house? Why are we showing pictures of Sarjusa house? Is it because it is a Sarjusa or Fonatikova? I petty the condition. It could be anybody, I petty the condition. But just a fortnight ago, West Point got gotten by fire. Who talk about it? Beside, nobody with cell phone going there and showing it. There was a Muslim school that children got burned. Who said anything about it? The lawmakers are there. And several files. Send the government into power. I think this is the 13th or 14th file that have taken place. Okay? Who does anything about it? Because it's not one of those big guys. But because it's a big guy now, the president went there, the president was even with him. No, let me tell you one thing, my friend, that's what I said. We have to be bold in our country. We have to, whether it's a Linford or a John Brown or a Joe Barker or whoever, let's be treated equally. You are not living in the West. If your head is hurting now, you call the ambulance, they can't do not say, because it's Chima, so we can't go for him. But if the king call, then we'll go for the king. No, everybody is equal.
Yeah, okay.
Equal, right?
Paul,
I want to reference.
Let Paul. No, let me give you some chat. You will talk. Let Paul say something. I want Paul to tell.
I know Paul. Paul is not easy.
Paul. God, you do a follow up. Let Paul have not said anything on this topic. Paul, I want you to follow up on the solution for this, because safety measures are in place like Liberia, and you talk about why it's like, I'll tell you a story right now. For October 7th, the fighting in Palestine, which has been going on for ages. You know how many 3,000 deaths has gone so far. Nobody cares. But now, when the same British or whatever Westerner got killed, it becomes a serious news. I'm not saying that why the other ornament has not been spoken about. We know that it's a daily death happening around us, but one is not so many bigger name. It's in the news. It's not a news already. It's unfortunately it's not a news. But we have to speak on it today because somebody top there has been, affected. That's to say, unfortunately, that's how it is. It's not how the society is. We can't help about it. But anyway, Paul, what I want you to come. I know you. I want you to tell me what is the solution. Then we'll give a chance to God to tell what you think about the story, what you want to do. I follow on. What you think can we do to bring a safety measure for Israel for our homes that be caught with fire? What is for even now for the top guy for the common Liberia up to the top?
Jamal, you see, the reason why I laugh when Lefa said something about the fire thing. Here, just a few minutes ago, we're talking about the economic crime and the war crime. The economic thieves that are in the Senate that refuse to do something for our people to benefit. This is what you get. You don't even have fire truck. They pass a budget that they send a budget to the House that can be passed, nothing there for fire. So, you remember I said it could be Senate asked God, say, we're coming to rescue the country. They now the big people feeding what the common people been feeding. It's about time to do something. So the budget that in front of them, they need to ask something there for fire trucks to be all over the place. Fire service people going over there. They when our water in the tank, they have to pay for another one. This is laughable. This is about time. Although what happened to Fanatic Kofa and the rest is a sad situation, but the power is in their hands to do something for the nation. The houses that got burned in West Point, what became of those poor people? Nobody going to help them. And these are the guys that will put money in the budget or pocket themselves and the country suffer. It's in it happening all over the place. And so I see this is the reason why I'm saying the crooks need to do something. Maybe before this happen, maybe it going to Fanani Kofa, it going to Sir Joseph, maybe the next person could be Joseph Barker. Then they will do something. It's about time to stop all the stealing and do something about the country. I just want to put that in. God have a solution.
Yeah, Guy, because before I get solution, I'll give you some information here. According to the story from Front Page Africa, the guy they call Wasuwad Bafu Senior, the director of the National Fire Service, he said they have only 3 fire trucks in Monrovia, only 3. So when they arrived at the scene, the house all ablaze. There was no water in the trucks. So you know who brought water? Musa Hassan, probably a private company. So if you did watch the scene, there's a white truck coming in. That white truck, I think, from Musa's company. I think he has a refinery company, oil refinery. So he brought it for it to help. So those are the ones that came to help. So our National Fire Service came to check how big is the fire before they can go and get the water. So that has been a kind of norm in our country. When I was growing up, that was the fire service would come. My mom used to say, "Don't worry, don't let your house get on fire because the fire service will come and look at your fire and see and go and get water before they." Sorry, it's so funny. He said before they carry your whole house is coated with fire. So this is so unfortunately this is what happening. That what do you think is the solution for the top man to the common man in Liberia? What are the measures you can put in place? Even someone is after your head, they want to ask an attack on your house, on your property. What can we do to protect ourselves against these ones?
Jama, I will still reference the recommendation from Clarence Smith that homes need to be educated on safety measures. Example, a very simple thing to do. You see here in Europe, all the homes here, they have all these small placards in the homes that tell you about disaster management, fire issues, emergency exits, and those kinds of things, right? Homes need to have those kind of education. That's first approach. The second thing is our fire service, the National Fire Service needs to be more equipped. In Europe here, I did a portion of my petroleum training in Ghana. I did emergency rescue, helicopter rescue, fire service, firefighting as well. When they call the fire service, they should be more professional to ask what caused the fire, what's in the environment that the fire started from. So that they can actually, they make a presumption of what kind of fire they come in to fight. Then they know what kind of water they come in with or what kind of substance to come with to quench the fire. In our place, we still living in the old age. We got to go see the fire first before we come back to go look for what to fight the fire with. Who does that? In Europe, do they do that? In fact, the fire service truck has different compartments. If it's 100 gallons, it has place for chemical fire extinguishing. It has place for fire from electricity. So they're sending one truck there, that one truck able to fight chemical fire, that one truck able to fight fire from electricity, that one truck able to fight fire from other substances. But in our own case, fire service truck goes there, look around, see what kind of thing caused the fire, or they make presumption right there. They might not even know what caused the fire. They will make the presumption that at the end of the day, is that water now they coming to you? Squarely, they always use water to quench fire in Liberia. I remember the situation with Jetty. It was chemical. They use fire also. There's something I wanted to reference. And that brings me back to when Jamal was talking, right? Whether something is being played. Jamal, if we all remember when Madame Sally took over around 2005, go check the fire service record. Somalia Drive took one of the highest fire incidences. It then repeated itself when George Weah came in, but it was not as much as we're facing now in Joseph Boyka time. The same Somalia Drive again. The Black Jinnah era had fire incident. We had another era there, I think, with a Muslim school where the kids got burned. So why is it always happening whenever a new government is inserted? That's my concern at this time. Before I give the Vikings the chance, I'm still recommending that more safety measures needs to be taking place.
Let me get out to work. You know, the first and foremost thing is safety. Let me tell you, here, safety, I know is in all European countries. Safety is we do fire drill all seasons. In the winter we did it. We're gonna do it this spring. We're gonna do it in summer. We're gonna do it in the fall, 4 times a year. And so now I get tired because we're almost doing the same thing over and over. But it's important that even if you are cooking in your kitchen, a fire breaker, you gotta go call fire brigade. If you get a fire tower, you can extinguish a tower with the fire right there. Depending on whether you're frying something and the fire caught in the frying pan, you gotta go call fire. All that thing taking to go call fire brigade, the fire will spread. You can extinguish it with your fire tower, or if you get fire extinguisher, you can put it up. So the basic that everybody knows is like first aid. Even first aid, we do it here. The basic that if you went on the football field, the 4 also playing football, and 1 or 4 down, and we know you can the man probably got cardiac arrest, and you can resuscitate him. You leave him lay there and go call the ambulance. Be working on him before the ambulance comes. But we don't do these things, and those are things that we're supposed to know. And besides that, our fire service in Liberia is being one of the agencies of government that is politicized. Some time ago, I was watching Spoon TV, and my own friend and brother Winfred Russell, he had been working with some guys, the fire service in Liberia, and there is a Liberian man who is a fire chief in America, along with another white man. They appear on Spoon, and they said they are willing to help train the fire service in Liberia, the fire service personnel, right? And in fact, the guy who was there, George Weah, I don't recall his name. He said they have been working with this guy. They have trained him, and he's occurring with what's supposed to happen. But when Joe Boyka then came, they had to remove this man to put apparatus in there. And one person, every time I say this, people say, no, it's not necessary. No, listen. I practiced journalism for several years. I went to university. I studied maritime at a higher level. So if you take me and carry me to JFK to be medical director for the whole JFK, yes, I'll do the administrative part. But you bring the penicillin, Even if he gave me I look at the king, I will not know what all those symbols mean. Okay, in as much as I got all the degree then, but I'm not trained in that particular area. But when I say some people say, oh no, you don't need to be trained in a particular area before you can be the head of that area. No, if I were president, I would not put anybody anywhere that you don't have any idea of. Okay, so if you see you grab one guy who had never fought fire, he got no training in fire service, he had never even worked in the fire service, so let alone to be at the top. Then you go making fire service man. He doesn't know the different types, like what guy was saying here. That one truck, he got different compartments, but you bring a man who is green like one green leaf. He opened it, he even know the fire truck got compartment. He even know the different chemicals that he used to put a different type of fire. So how can he be effective? Yeah, the guys who will do the actual work, they are there, but they need instruction. And that's one of the things I like about Europe, because here, in not all European countries, maybe, but in my country here, if you chief, don't say you got a chief, you got to be on the front, you got to be working. Me and my chief will do the same work. Okay, he got a portion to work, I got my portion to work. Okay, not because he's chief. So, because it shows that you are hand on. But you go grab one Joe Blow, you put in the fire service, he know nothing because he campaign for you. So when fire burning somewhere, they say, okay, the empty truck. What can the truck go do? You better not go there because the fire not waiting for you. The fire is your enemy. That's why you're going to fight. It's like they invade your country. Then you tell your army people, you put a gun down, you go see the people who fighting off fire. If they get plenty gun, then you can't take the kind of gun that you also used to go fight them. What sense does that make? Doesn't make any sense.
Can I ask Ninfo and guys a question here? Y'all talking about y'all talk about the health and safety part, which is good. And do you know how people build their houses in Liberia? Apart from those who build their mansions and fences, there are a lot of zinc houses all over the place, and people are crumbled in those houses. How do you put how they call it, health and safety in those makeshift when housing authority that is in the country that should build houses to take our people from the ghetto and have all of these safety measures in place? How do you expect these people to do it? And you don't even have fire service in Liberia.
Lord Cholople.
Yes.
I know you just visited Liberia quite recently. I want to ask if you were able to visit our neighboring country, Sierra Leone. I'm sure you didn't have the time, but if you can really recall, I just said that we've always had fire incidences from the onset of every establishment. I have not seen that for the last 10 years in Sierra Leone. There have been fire incidences there and natural disasters. But with fire, when I was there in 2014 and 2015, you know what I saw? In the Sloan's community, right? Linford reference, you will see somebody's zinc shop. They have their panel box and it has different types of breakers there. I'm sure some kind of community education and fire awareness have been going on. I'm just referencing it so that you know how, it's accident. It can occur anywhere. But I think people are more educated to safety there. That's what I'm trying to compare here. Now, back to Liberia. You see, when we have national disaster, something that call the whole country attention, the first thing the government will do is launch a state of emergency, like in the case of Ebola. The same way they can do that thing for us to fight these disasters, why don't they start with educating the people on safety at home, fire safety, rescue, emergency rescue? Another thing I noticed with the fire service, I'm not saying they do not have professional people there. As per my own experience and training, every time I see the fire people go call a fire, they're always doing it like they want the water to rain on the home. That means you just telling the fire, burn it hard when you finish, so all of us can move from here. I think it's not professional. There are ways to quench the fire. There are ways to cut the fire off, depending on the information that have been provided by the community or the victim. What caused the fire? In most cases, our fire that are caused by electricity and gas, you quench the fire from the base. If you take example, you watch Fanatico Horse, they just sprinkle in a fire that they high in the air through the window. Boo, boo, boo. Sometimes there's even waste of resources as well. And you're helping the person to be more victimized. So let me just say this also. I want to also empathize and sympathize with fire disasters families. Just a day before, I did not even know that my own family were being a victim. My mother's sister just lost 2 children in fire incidents in the Rock Hill community. Just yesterday, I was on the phone with my mom, and she said that she was crying on the phone. So it's moving down into my soul that I have these kind of skills that I learned and that our country cannot use. There are a lot of people like me. It doesn't have to be Augustus to me. Our community just need to carry on the awareness. In my own community, I started it there. Let me tell you what I did when they were running LEC wire in my community. There were people who threatened my life. I said I will not remain chairman here, and people still calling. Because a young guy like myself left his family to go be piano to work with Metasti or one of these companies and came back crying that he 4 children, 2 children and a family kids that came to sleep with he and his wife. All of them left in fire in my community. From that day, I pledged to always keep my community safe until I turn the community over. When they started stealing current, personally, I took a day in every week to go and cut wire from house to house. People threatened my life and said I was doing the wrong thing. I said, yeah, if this is what you call the wrong thing, let me do it so that the community can be safe. Other than that, we were educating people.
Guys, I think we have discussed it. Okay,
yeah, but for ask a question about the safety. You see, the safety thing is everybody's business. No, let me tell you, I think it should be done in school. My 3 children are in the kindergarten. And you know, the firemen will always go there to do fire drill. And so my son knows, this is we're talking about 5 years old. He will tell me how the firemen demonstrated, so a fire can how to so and they start at early age. So all the children will know when fire break up, you're not seeing them running up and down, you know. No. Let me tell you, Paul, everything has to do with education. Educate the people. I didn't know about fire in my entire life in Liberia. At the age of 38, or 36, I traveled to Europe before I saw fire drill the first time ever in my life. So if I was in my own house, if I was cooking say fire catch in my pot, you know what I would do? Maybe I'll take water and put in that fire, what I put in the oil, and when you pour fire water there, you know what happened to you? You place a fire.
Okay. Guys, I think we've gone so far with this topic. I want to just take
Jamal, please, Jamal, please, before you conclude on this, guys.
Yeah.
All the beautiful thing you're saying is good for a normal country. Liberia is not a normal country. Let me just put it straight up. It's not a normal country.
Who makes it normal there, Paul?
Who make it normal? Yeah. Well, the rescue team will make it normal. This thing you're talking about.
But Liberia does not belong to the rescue team. No.
Apart from the fire thing, apart from the fire, do you know people they actually barricade themselves in their homes when they sleep with iron gate? There are a lot of things. I said Liberia is not a normal country. So I listen to all of these fire drill and all of this. Go West Point. There's no way that you can even take in 17 what you talking about when you send letter, the people can go to get house that the mark people can deliver their letter. Yeah, that Liberia where it's not a normal country.
Liberia, as people say, you go, you see white yellow house, and you see the plant trees standing.
Education you're talking about, that what this guy called Jay Rennie said, Liberia will be normal in 2065 when we have gone, the children that were born in Europe take over that country before you see normality will come to Liberia. But the place it's not normal. So guys, you should waste your time.
Yeah, Paul, we understand you, but this is why we are on this platform to share the story, to make sure you will see a reason like things will change. You're not going to change overnight because who make it normal? You're saying here make contribution, like God makes some selling points here. Leave for as well. You also been making some advice. So I'm gonna give you some points here. So we also understand that it is our home. It's not for a unity party like government. It's everybody. It's our responsibility as Liberia. We need to make sure share our ideas. How can we help to make our country normal? You're here in the diaspora. What can you contribute to make that country normal? We count on you as well. So if you keep saying that Liberia is not normal, you be a little bit politics. You play a little bit of politics.
No, until they start stealing and do the right thing. They ban stealing and they continue stealing until they stop, the country will be normal.
This is why the World Economic Crisis is coming, to bring to justice those who've been doing this stuff. That's why we're looking
Who remember the case? Who remember the case? Two different incidences with two different training academies in Liberia. There was one time the National Police had people training, and they fainted because they were not having breaks.
Right, okay,
they were rushed to hospital.
Let's have a hold on this right now. We've got other topic to discuss tonight. Thank you very much. If you just joined us, this is the Bottom Library live from Europe, mainland Europe. I got with me tonight from Norway, Linford, Egon, Goy. Sit down on the top corner, and we have in the middle there's Lord Portugal play. I'm Killed Jamal Mohammed, and I have my main self, that's Augustus Gartome, based in Germany. If you just joined us, we want you to share the program, and if you also would mind to like the show, we'll subscribe as we come on. You also have an alert and a notification. You can follow us every time. We are here Tuesdays and Fridays most of the time, but sometimes we pop in when there's anything urgent to discuss on live view, any training issues. But now we'll take a break. We'll go for a little bit of commercial. From there, we'll come back, and I'll turn on to Linfo. We'll be looking at this story. Just don't go away. I'll just share with you. This is the story here we'll be looking at tonight. CPP officially dissolved. Linfo will take us through and tell us why he said we'll always make our argument on this. What you think about CPP is dissolved. It's no more. So what next? So in the meantime, I'll take a break, and let's go for a break. From there, Linfo will take charge.
Hello, European Diasporan. Get ready for an exclusive event that is set to ignite change. Join us at the consultative meeting of Liberian entrepreneurs and professionals in Europe. This is organized by the European Federation of Liberian Association, for short, AFLA. From visionary talks to impactful discussion, here's what in store for you. Dive into power of the EU funds with Mistress Sabina Barnek. Explore entrepreneurship and innovation with Honorable Alex Gonti. Policy advocacy, civil engagement, and professional development with Dr. Leona Olsa. Unlock investment opportunities in Liberia with Mr. John N. Brunel. Discover skills transfer and mentorship strategies with Mr. Kuku Wise. Mark your calendar. Don't miss up on this. The date is May 25th in Antwerp, Belgium. This event is invitation only, so secure your spot now. Don't miss your chance. Be a part of history as we empower minds and build future together. See you there. I'm Augustus Gartume. Hello, you.
God, thank you very much. Linfo?
Yeah, I didn't know that guy was a very good.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. I'll give you some gist. But very good. So you guys in Europe, you can join us in Antwerp. Just about a month's time from now. So, that will be the onset of the real summer. May 2025?
Yeah, 25.
Yes, May 25. So
big names will be there. Big names will be there. And I don't know.
Let me ask one question. Those of you that know that area well, how far is Brussels from Antwerp?
45 minutes drive.
Okay, actually GPS line, I put it on the GPS, say 10 minutes.
It's actually slow up, minus plus is 45 minutes. If it's traffic, it's 45. If it's no traffic, it's actually 30 minutes to where to
because the location. I couldn't get an airport in Antwerp. If you got to get a flight to Antwerp, so I just booked my flight to.
You can get a bus for €10 from the airport to Antwerp.
No. I will not take bus because I'm bringing my family, so I'll hire a car.
No, that's good. Good one.
Yeah. But also we're gonna be there. This is Liberia and we love Liberia. But again, the major story making headlines from yesterday is the great CPP. What does CPP stand for? The Collaborating Political Parties. And how many parties were in that CPP? There were 4. What are the parties? The ANC, the Unity Party, and the Liberty Party, along with the 2 main party. That is the icon. I call that 2 main party, man.
Which 2 main parties are?
Hey, man, Benuna Union Costa Party. but guys, on a serious note, the CPP started in the middle of the Weas.
Are they the All Liberian Party?
Yeah. All Liberian People Party, I think ALP. The CPP started with 4 parties, and those 4 parties actually participated in the 2017 elections. And then they felt that, since the CDC government came to power, they were going to form themselves to become a formidable force to hold the CDC to account. And everything started well. There were 4 different political parties that came together through an arrangement, something they call a framework document. And there were a lot of stipulations within that document. And I think they thought about one of the sticky points was how to get a leader, because we are 4 political parties. No matter how many members you got, no matter how big you are, but we are all equals. Coming like the 4 of us here, we are all equal partners right here on the bottom line Liberia. No matter how much education I got, no matter how much education Paul got, Chima got, but we are all equal partners here. We participate equally here. Okay? So, in order for one of us, if the one of us to go represent the bottom line on Spoon Talk or on the closing argument, in order for me to go, or for Chima to go, or for Paul to go, or for God to go, we have to do our own in-house election. And just give you an example. So when we finish electing, who will go represent us, that person will get to the election, even though we all equal. But it didn't work. Everybody had the ambition to go to the point where they have to get rid of. They try to get rid of somebody, and they have to conglomerate. I'm going to use the word. It was one of my men who used the word until he said, "Do you know that there are people who are conglomerating to obliterate your government?" So they had a conglomerate to obliterate one man, and they have to design all sorts of lies. But as fate had it, the 4 parties, 2 left and 2 remain in. That is the Unity Party and the All Liberia People Party left, and then Liberty Party and the ANC remained in. And Mr. Cummings emerged as the standard bearer. And so it was, like Chima said earlier on, it was a marriage between the Liberty Party and the ANC. Since there were only 2 people or 2 parties left within the CPP. And of course, they survived. They went through the elections. They did not win. But according to that framework document, according to that document that tied them together, that agreement that they had as political parties, remember I said they were all equal. So it had lifespan that we are together here, but at so time, the time that we are agreed on, that time will expire. And when it expires, we'll be separated. Whether we'll come back together again, or whether we'll part for good and go, nobody knows. But we must abide by what we have written down. And that's what happened. And officially, that was supposed to be on the 10th of April. But they had to have a lot of little, things going on. And so the official program was held yesterday. And it was elaborate from my own experience. I saw the program live. Several political parties that were not even part of the CPP were invited, and they attended. down to the CDC that the CPP was even trying to remove, they did attend. So guys, the CPP has been officially dissolved, if that's the correct choice of word. That means they no more exist. But the question I want to ask to kick off the discussions right here is, do you think the CPP lived to its purpose for being established? Anybody can start.
Yeah, okay. One thing we know.
Jamal, because I said the CPP dissolved, so you move your CPP cap from behind you?
No, I'm a full supporter of ANC. I'm not CPP. You want me to? Well, I'll show you. I'm an ANC supporter. I'm not CPP supporter. So to let you know, your clarification. So I was that you know I was just like everyone trying to destruction. But let me explain to you what's happening here. For the start of the problem, if you talk about what it is live to, that's a very difficult question to answer. We didn't know. Nobody can tell you in detail what the Freeman document was all entail or did entail. But what we know, there was a relationship that needed to bring to power a government that was able to bring some kind of stability to the country. And this is what CPP aimed. That's to summarize the aim of CPP. But I think it will be a better thing for CPP leader to be here to clarify. But we're putting something in our own personal context. How do we see it? And what I was saying that CPP did the best as a party. And they campaigned. They wanted to party. Well, I can only speak for ANC because I was in the top ranks of ANC in Europe. So I know very well we did our best. So we play our part. We make sure we deliver what we could deliver. I can't speak for CPP, but if you want to speak for, I'm sorry. So if you want to speak for CPP, I want to speak for ANC, but they came together as a party. At the time they came to power, things began to change.
No, but I want to, because what was dissolved is a CPP, not the ANC, not a Liberty Party. So that's why I asked the question: do you think they actually lived, or did they perform the actions for which, or the things for which?
Yeah, if you ask me, for my party, yes, they did. As a party, they lived to. They keep what they had objectives, and what every political party wants to achieve is to win the elections. And that's why the aim at. In a fight, someone has to win, and somebody won, Unity Party won. But they did what they could do. So they lived up to the expectations of the people. But what happened was the election result was something we could not understand, which we still wait to get more clarification on. What CPP did go so below the 2% threshold, where it came to 1.6%. That's another explanation. That's another discussion from a different angle. I do believe CPP did a bit, and they did their best. And they campaigned, they did very well, and they united, more especially when it came against when the other party left the party, and that was a time, that was a crucial point for CPP. It was a crossroad when you see that what's the party name? ALP left, and the Unity Party left. I mean, that was the time, that was a crucial point when Liberty Party came together with ANC to form a CPP, and that was a very massive good move. And that was a very strong political commitment. And when the Dreams are coming to court for 5 months, that was a tough time. That was a very good time, a test of time for Zakomi as a politician in Liberia. So I can tell you categorically that CB lived up to the decision, and the politicians, the power, the leaders did their best to stand their time and make sure I tell Liberian people we have a reason to be together as a CPP. We had a reason to deliver. But now the ball was in the court of Liberia to put them in power. They did deliver their case. It was up to Liberia to decide who they want to put in there. For my personal context, yes, they did what they could have done. Probably the mistakes could be a different mistake where we will analyze later on what happened. They did not win. That's a different thing. But they did do what they could do. But it was a decision of Liberian people to see who they put into the higher office.
Okay, I'll keep you, Paul, for last. They say keep your best for last. Guy, the same question.
From my end, it's a yes, and the reasons is the CPP, like Jamal said, they have goals, they have objectives, and in as much as they fell apart before totally dissolving today in this week. I think to some extent they met their objectives and they achieved some of their goals. And even in their separate ways, we can say they still achieve because their goals were still narrowly, sitting in one place and moving in the same direction they all intended. Example, what was some of the goals they wanted? A change of government. What were some of the things enshrined in achieving their goals to make sure that they make George Weah a one-term president? Did they achieve that? Yes, of course. He served as a one-term president. And then came their division, or I want to term it selfishness to the Liberian people. And then they got divided. But before then, they worked on several things, they achieved it. They campaigned together, they spread the message together. There was unity all during that time. So the CPP lived to its fullest established goals. So dissolving the CPP today is not on the basis of them not necessarily achieving what they came for. They achieve it.
Paul.
Yes, I agree with the two speakers, guys, and Jamal on this. And to answer your question is yes. I think Nifo, you were around before Charles Taylor won the 97 election.
1997 election.
Right. There was a group of people that came together, politicians, with Clayton Watterson and all that, when we went to Hotel Africa. After that coalition of trying to put together broke out. And what the CPP did, it showed that Liberians capable of doing something bigger than what they did. In this collaboration, that they kept their promise and they delivered. They stuck to their gun and it went peacefully. So if you watched the program yesterday, you saw the room, how peaceful. And you found that Liberians, that they can follow rules of laws that we don't do before, that never happened before. And you always have people that will come in and lie to people. Then in the end, they go. But you saw that they had a rule set and they lived by their rules. So that gave it to them. They did extremely well. Could you imagine, even though if you follow the program yesterday, the chairperson of CDC, he spoke of the CPP being the most progressive alliance against them than the people that in power today. They were the CPP they were afraid of. He said it. So it's telling you that they had a principle, they had their goal set, and they achieved it. And the CPP produced how many senators and how to call it, representative? If you check it, because it went back to 2021. The Darren Dillon, the Yumney, the Borchas, the Seymour Freeman, who later on somersaulted from ANC, went to all of these people, the Boto Cannon, they are all part of that. So they deliver. But the fact is, one bad apple in the road decided to kill everything. That's what it is. What the CPP could have been the best with all that knowledge. No, they did well.
Okay, our time is fast, but quickly. Those of us that saw the program yesterday, we don't have the time to play the entire video. We'll play Mr. Cummings part of it. But I don't know whether Chima had that cue. Chima, do you have it?
No, if you give me a couple of minutes, I can run down and bring it out. But I think I don't have that right now. Paul can bring it out.
Also have it. But the question, the comment I wanted to make, we Joseph that watched the program, I'm sure that everybody saw it already, whether you watch it live or not, everybody has seen it. There was this very interesting thing. Two interesting things come to mind. The chairman of Volt, he made a statement. He said they really wanted to be part of the CPP, but nobody reached out to them. And he was like almost pledging his party support to the ANC now, or to anything, if there will be anything like CPP again, or anything like a collaboration that will be on board. Did anybody hear that?
Yeah, Yeah, listen. What I noticed from not only that I saw that, and that was a very, I felt that something. Why we didn't catch these things? I got you, Linford. It was something. The other thing, like people that could have spoken at, like could have not spoken at CPP meetings or ANC meetings, like the councillor Tier 1 was there. You will have invited Tier 1 to go to a CPP meeting. You have not attended. We hosted Tier 1 here. We know what he said about the CPP, but now you know what he said about CPP. He said CPP fell flat from the start. He made mention. The council told us that because the agreement was not properly done. He was not against it, but the arrangement was not properly done. So you see the composition of people that were at that meeting yesterday, shows that Liberians still have something in common. They can come together if they have a proper agreement, just to support what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes, I did see that, and I think we missed a lot of stuff, and it just has to do with the people around you. One thing, guys, if people around you, you're not that much farsighted, then people you try to listen to people a lot, you miss out opportunities. And you're talking about that vote. Vote guy has been, you could see him, you were trying to get support. And don't overlook him. There are a lot of people that are coming showing their support, but we did not reach out to them. We did not.
Yes. I don't know, Paul, you want to say something about that guy?
Yeah, the work Jamal is saying, that is true. You see, Liberians, but what has CPP done? They follow the rule of law. Imagine if they were going to go to that primary that from their original framework, we'll be talking about a good institution here. That was the example they wanted to set, but being some greedy people in the room, they just killed the whole thing.
And my colleague God will say something. I want to say something about the results. When CPP result came about, up to now, we want to know what the detail of that result. People were astounded. People were surprised. What is this? 6 years, Kumi and his team knocking door. This is what they got. Up to now, most people in the CPP, ANC, Liberia Party can't believe what happened. And I listened to Mr. Kumi on VOA when they asked him, will you go to court? He said he doesn't have enough evidence to go to court. It's not like he doesn't want a court. He just wants a peace to prevail. Who could be dragging Liberia into another months or years of court, what happened in Ghana, and nothing will have happened. So there are a lot of other side of the story. People are thinking that why is it like I've read some argument saying that, you went below the threshold, you got 1.6%. Mr. Kumi has the power, other CPP members and or ANC Liberal Party, to take this case to court for months. It could hold the government put the government into limbo for months before it comes to power. There's going to be a case in court for months. So why did he not pursue that? He may have a personal reason, but what I've subdued from this is for sake of peace and sake of Liberia to progress. Because up to now, most people will call you. I've been a strong supporter of ANC. Will call me, Jamal, tell me what happened to your results. What happened to ANCPP result? We can't believe it. You know, man, I mean, we all say they can't tell me what's the story. So I'm just trying to analyze saying that, look, there are a lot of reasons why many other politicians show up yesterday at the press conference, knowing that the level of intelligence, level of nationalism we pursued. We showed to Liberian people that Liberia is above every one of us. Liberia is above every one of us. Whether we like, whether unity-led government, whatever it is, we should need to work together, put our government together, and build our country. And this is what we should look for. Not like we should have dragged this guy to court for months, and that's what happened. We have the mechanism to do that, but would that benefit us? No.
And this is one thing that he said.
I just want to throw something in there quickly. Jamal said something about the percentage of vote they got. CDC party chairman, listen to that video. He said it that they 1%, they didn't get 1%. He clarified that he knew that the election was rigged. The party chairman said it.
Yeah, but we didn't have proof. That's why Mr. Kumi said they have proof to take the case. He knew he had a proof.
Jangako for the CDC actually said Mr. Kumi says 1% is not realistic. It's not realistic. But the question here is whether anybody has a proof. Okay, And then, because during the election, we all were like, oh, Joshua might rig the election, which is a normal scenario for a certain president to want to do, Oh, Joshua will rig the election, and that's why the Third Unity Party were going around threatening that there will be no Liberia and all this kind of stuff. But one question, after the election results were announced, one question I started asking myself, even if we all believe that Joshua was going to rig the election, would Joshua cheat Mr. Cummings and bring in what they got in Appleton to get more votes than Mr. Cummings, for Mr. Cummings to get 1%, only for he, Joshua, to go and concede? So let's look at it. I mean, look at it critically. That I want to cheat Paul so that I will cheating Paul without benefit, but that Jima will benefit. So why would I want to cheat? So again, it's hard to say because none of us there has any proof that elections were rigged, number one. And again, like Jima said, probably Mr. Cummings or even if we are himself, they all felt that the peace of the country is important and nobody should drag this whole thing. And probably we might be talking different things. But the final thing I want us to talk, Guy, you've been silent for a while. I don't know what you think. You just saying that.
So I have several different views to all of the contributions here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we all remember the case with the National Election Commission and the guy in the data area called, I think he was called Water Spoon, right? Some kind of spoon. So Livingstone.
It could be co-spoon, is it?
You said?
It could be co-spoon. Go on, sorry, I just
Yeah, exactly. So either Livingstone or one of these spoons or so. So the question you asked and the comparison you made, what if, let me answer your question by also asking another question.
Mm-hmm.
If the sophistication that I bring to you to tell you that it will make Paul lost, that you are not okram with that sophistication, that technology, and you're not aware, you're not informed, you're not schooled that it's going to be used against you.
But we can make Paul lose.
Exactly. No, not you will make Paul lose, but you will lose. But the information I'm giving you is, I'm telling you, okay, this is a tablet when you collect the data.
I agree. Let's make Paul lose.
Yes.
Now I will be losing as well.
Exactly. We tell you it will multiply the votes for you, and Paul will lose. But at the end of the day, the thing balances the vote, and what Paul gets is for Paul, and what you have is for you. You see? So that's the balanced view I'm trying to bring, that the CDC was expecting something different, whereas we in the CPP were expecting something different. And then the people in the Unity Party probably, presumably, was also playing their cards well. You see, that's why you see that the Unity Party was so brave. When votes were up to 70%, they were proclaiming that it's a victory for them. So prior to election, we saw people shifting from CDC to Unity Party, from Unity Party to CDC. None of us were cognizant of the fact that these are major factors doing these things. Some of these people came from Unity Party and trained Unity Party data system, database. Some of these same people were leaving, going to the CDC, were the same people who left CDC before and came to Unity Party. So the shift in things that was happening, the public did not notice it. Even people, professionals, they did not also notice it. But something I want to bring to our knowledge, in the ANC, Jamal, you know, I speak to you very often concerning most of our lapses. We once talk about these things, that we need to be careful how we train our pool washers, how we carry on our awareness, you know, pre-campaign informations and things like that. But at the end of the day, yeah, the party did what the party wanted to do. In our collaboration, we did what we wanted to do, what we had to do, and we thought it was the best thing we were doing. So it did not work in our favor. And today, for the same people to come back to us to tell us that the 1% we do not deserve it, I think It's another form of mockery, but they have to say it because they are trying to buy empathy. They're trying to also look for place.
I actually wanted to ask that question
They are
generally.
looking for belonging. They want somewhere to belong in the near future.
But they were just they are the outgoing government rule. But let me put it out generally. I think this is the last question that we all will attempt.
But if they have to say it to you because all eyes now are looking at Mr. Cummings.
You see, it's the same complacency.
So they have to pay for.
They have to pay for. But let me throw in one out generally. Let me throw in one out generally. That will be the last one to take us home. In the second round, we saw some of the very political party leaders who were present honoring the CPP invitation yesterday, and even saying some of the sweetest thing. We saw some of them going to endorse the Unity Party. And then they came back now to even come and try to be very sympathetic of the CPP. And I will point out one of them, which is my own nephew's party, the LPP, the Liberian People's Party. Why so quick? Why are they coming back now to sympathize, sympathize with the CPP and saying all of these things? Have they seen something that they did not expect? Guys, somebody talk to me.
No, I think that.
Let me a quick quote because I want to leave you guys.
Jamal.
No, thank you very much. Thanks for the time, guys. I think that's a game of politics, guys. We're always looking for the opportunity to see what's the best way for them. I used to like the late, what's his name again? Yes. Spare your clothes when the sun is shining. Spare your wet clothes when the sun is shining. As a politician, to look for the best opportunities. I think they've seen something that we don't see. And like Paul just said, the CPP chairman, the CDC chairman talking about the person that we have, but they couldn't tell them, and they told us now. And the guy saying they buy sympathy, right? But now, we need to sit and think, go back to and see what do they want from us? What can we benefit from them? We made a mistake with CPP. We had a rough ride to get to where we were up to the end of the election. We held tight. Despite the fighting, they were really fighting. It was too much to break that group into pieces. But eventually, they stood strong and made it. What I would tell you now, we need to have our doors open and listen, because it's all about Liberia. And that's to proceed everything. So we need to see what is the need. Are they coming in for what? That's what we need to know. I know they have seen something else that will make it better. People like I told you just today, 3 minutes ago, Council Tiam would have not attended NCB. They invited him for the We Are Tired some rally. He did not show up. Many other political parties, they did not show up. Now, when Mr. Comey is someone irrelevant, they sit down and come. So what do they want? There are a lot of things there's a questions that is a very good questions, but we can put our own context. I believe that a lot of things you have seen in the ANC, together with the Liberty Party, they can work together. But let's see what happens. They're long road. A day in politics of thousands of years. So let's see what happens. We've got 6 years of unity level government to see what they can do and what they can do as politicians. So thank you very much for your time. I have to leave you guys and have a blessed evening.
Yeah, okay, guys. Paul, Guy, have these political parties seen something that they did not expect from the Unity Party, for which they are now coming, coming to sympathize with a group that is already being dissolved? I was laughing yesterday. Where were all of you guys with all the fans saying when elections were going on, you didn't come, but the group is dissolving, then you're coming and saying all the good things. Are they trying to say, okay, let's keep together? Somebody clear my doubt, man.
Guys, you want to go?
No, you can take it on, Paul. I'll come after you.
Linfa, we got 14 more days to these people, 100 days, all right? And all of these people you saw yesterday that supported one of them that supported the rescue mission was in that room. Think on it carefully. Some of them, maybe the discussion behind closed doors that nobody knows of. we've been seeing there's a vacuum now because that's why Yeke Koluba and other people been jumping. But these guys, then they're talking. And the fact is that the ruling establishment still yet to establish a government. They still appointing people. That is a bad signal for the country. And some people have seen, look, to move Liberia to that level that we need, let's take cue from the CPP. It could be, it's just my, let's take cue from what these people did. How can we work together as that force? Because they have set a new standard in Liberia. John Weah did similar thing in 2017 when he brought the MPP, right? And they put him, so the CPP, what they done, is possible. There is a strong possibility here that it could be a bigger collaboration, and we always been yearning in Liberia, say we don't have this, how they call it, institution. Maybe that's something that they're talking behind the scene, we don't know. So we can all speculate, but that group of people coming together, look, there are like minds of people were in that room yesterday, not the regular noise maker. So that is a signal, and also it could be something that will do that this government now will start panicking. It could be. So, guys, it's my take on it. Maybe you might have another view on this.
Yeah, I mean, let's take this this short story or a parable, right? You have a lady in a village that people accuse, a lot of the women accuse of her sleeping with their men. And the time she called a town meeting and said, okay, we will investigate, we'll do this, we'll do that. But the same woman who they have accused at the end of the day has been excused of all these crimes and allegations on her, acquitting her of every charges and things like that. Who you think the village will now look at as the best woman in the village? Is that woman, because thousands of people have said she did this. At the end of the day, the facts are clear, but they can't come up. All they have to do now is to just be telling her, you found her, so that people are lying on you. Look at how you found. See your shape. See how you're looking. So that's what they're doing now, you know. And like you just said, Lord Cholo play, all of them are, I mean, Jamal just told us, all of them are like-minded people. You yourself mentioned the same thing. And the guys know what they want. That's politics, right? So they look for where the numbers will now be flowing. And obviously, they know that the numbers we lost, the numbers are still there. People still believe in Mr. Cummings. Thousands of people still believe in Mr. Cummings that he can change Liberia. And that Liberia will once again come back to where she was under a government headed by Mr. Alexander B. Cummings. So all of them are looking for a place of belonging. And that's why they will tell us anything at this time. We just have to be smart and play the politics very well. Like, I remember sometimes people question Mr. Cummings, like, if it costs for you to dance with the devil to achieve what you do it. And I know that the Papa will still say no, but I just want to send this caveat that this is Liberia. If he has to change Liberia, if it costs for him to just lay his shoulder on the devil like that for a few minutes, I mean, if it costs for us to do it, let's do it and let Liberia be transformed. It does not change your integrity. It does not change the kind of person you are.
Well, thank you guys. You know, it was good to brainstorm on these things and come up with our own opinions. But to close on that issue, I think that given the scenario with Liberia where people will say, let's try this person. Oh, Joria, thou Joria time, thou Ellen time, thou Taylor time, thou this person time. They have tried all the people now. So for me, I am thinking, I'm not sure. And there is no way that I can be sure, but I'm thinking that the next thing they will say now, well, they get try coming. Because, you know, that meeting yesterday or that program yesterday, that I saw all the people walking in. I was like, trust me, if not for Sinn Féin, the Unity Party were going to come. But because of Sinn Féin, so they say, we'll not go there. But if you look at the party, if you look at the program, all the major parties were present. Okay? NPP, CDC, of all people that they came and even confessed that it was the CPB that campaigned most against them, more than even the ruling party now. So I think they are seeing the light and they're getting to understand, and nothing good comes easy. So I think the CPP, or not CPP, the ANC should just press on. And I'm not convinced if the CPP will die. They must come back, but maybe with different acronym. But they need a collaboration. They need that force that can kick this Unity Party government up. Because everybody has seen it already. The party the government is going nowhere.
Well,
days, you made 100-day promises. You got 14 more days. Just barely 2 weeks to 100 days. You stay appointed, nothing have achieved, and drop even arrive in the country again.
I would say, I do not foresee a new CPP or another collaboration with different acronym. There will be different mergers and collaboration from other political parties. For me, I would not want to see. Listen, this is a level playing field now. It was the same way it was a level playing field when we came number 3 or number 4. But I can tell you that we can rejuvenate that spirit, that winning spirit we had against Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. We can re-energize that spirit with the Liberian people. Instead of us at this time looking at all the Tom and all the Jerrys to say, okay, they are the one that can carry us to where the cheese is. No. There should be a minute portion of that number that we can look at to say, okay, for one, as a fact, I know the fellow who said who you're acting like he got clean hair, that he showed his face up yesterday. Obviously, he wants to. And he will definitely reach out. So we could be looking at his side, fine. But the rest of the other people, it will be left with the Liberian people to decide. Those people has lost their glory. They have lost everything. Like Lord Cholople said, the people ain't got confidence in them anymore. So the former footballer only want to use that past glory to come back. It is our time not to allow that come back. And we have to strategize very well.
Okay, our time is going far beyond. And so we like to say sorry for keeping you so late, our viewers. But I think it's worth it. And you've been listening to the Bottom Line Liberia. Here we discuss the issues, give our analysis, even though we may not be right or wrong, but our opinions we are entitled to. And we agree, we shall not disagree tonight, or did not disagree a lot. But guys, we want to say thank you. But just before we leave you, we want to bring you this information about the biggest event coming up in fact, by the way, Liberians in Europe will have 2 big events. One is coming up on the 25th of May, which will be a business forum, and then the other one will be July 26th, which everybody will celebrate. All Liberians will celebrate around the world, wherever you are. Some people even celebrate it in their house if they're not in a group. So we just want to bring you that information. I don't know, Paul, do you have it? You want to flash it for us? I'm trying to find. Okay, I think I got it here.
Hello, European diasporan. Get ready for an exclusive event that is set to ignite change. Join us at the consultative meeting of Liberian entrepreneurs and professionals in Europe. This is organized by the European Federation of Liberian Association, for short, AFLA. From visionary talks to impactful discussion, here's what in store for you. Dive into power of the EU funds with Mistress Sabina Barnek. Explore entrepreneurship and innovation with Honorable Alex Gonti. Policy advocacy, civil engagement, and professional development with Dr. Leona Olsa. Unlock investment opportunities in Liberia with Mr. John N. Brunel. Discover skills transfer and mentorship strategies with Mr. Kuku Wise. Mark your calendar. Don't miss up on this. The date is May 25th in Antwerp, Belgium. This event is invitation only, so secure your spot now. Don't miss your chance. Be a part of history as we empower minds and build future together. See you there. I'm Augustus Gatume.
Okay, so that's going to be in Antwerp, a city in Belgium, on the 25th of May, and today being the 16th of April, so it's just some 35 days away. So if you're looking for a place to go, not only a place to go, but if you want something important in your life, you can go there and be a part of the program. Like you heard it correctly in the promo, is by invitation only. So you got to secure your ticket. By the way, I think they got VIP, they got a special VIP or something. So when you go there, you'll know. But make sure that you are part of it, and we hope to see you there. So, guys, I think this is how we'll let you leave you. Paul, you want to take us home?
Wow. I think it was a great show and great discussion. With the sunset of the CPP, I'm trying to get Monique share here on Friday to have a discussion on the CPP. We're in communication, and I will confirm that before Friday, so we can dive into the level, because I see Monique lately have been pushing and been preaching the comeback of Mr. Cummings and trying to. So if we bring him on the program, I think we'll have a lot of that. We'll have a good discussion, and he might give us some indication where the CPP, the former CPP or the ANC is heading. Yeah, so we'll look forward to that discussion soon, and I'm hoping for Friday. Yeah.
Okay, so God, just 1 second, your final word.
Yeah, I'm encouraging the general public, Europe, diaspora community, Liberian community, to join us in Belgium, and also all road leads to Germany for the July 26th celebration, and it's all Liberian event. So I'm just encouraging everybody to come and join us, and yeah, let's explore the community. Let's exchange our thoughts, our ideas, and yeah, let's celebrate our independence. Let's celebrate the little growth that we have achieved, and we can look up to new development, hopefully under Honorable Alexander B. Cummings.
Thanks a lot, and this is how I'd like to take you home. My name is Lim Fadigonkoe. Tonight we have Paul the Lord Chilpe, Guy Augustus Gatume, and Chima Kamara. And so we want to say thank you for joining us. As you can see, I'm not in very good form. I'm under the weather, but I'm trying to keep it up. So we're going to be here on Friday. Today being Tuesday, we're going to be here on Friday of the week. Do join us.